It says, describe the cross-section, pentagon, trapezoid, and hexagon, and cube. So this is a definition kind of question. So I'm not really going to write something down. I'm just going to look at the solution here and kind of define and try to figure out what the answer is. So it says here, describe the cross-section, pentagon, and trapezoid, hexagon, and cube. So these are all definitions. So there's not definitely math in this case. It's just more logic. And this is, again, a geometry type of question here. So it says here, cross-section is a shape that you get when you cut through an object. It can be done horizontally or vertically in any direction. So cross-section is, the term cross-section does imply that this is correct. For example, if I took a circle and I found the cross-section of the circle, what I would do is I would cut it down through the middle point and then through the middle point here. So I could do it again. That's why this student from Waterloo said it was from vertical. So I could cut it vertical or I could cut it horizontal, right? But again, it's only one cut of the cross section. And then what I would get is I would get some sort of semicircle, right? I would get this or we get this. It doesn't really matter, right? Again, these are translatable. I can rotate them to get the same image, so it's totally fine, right? So I can see what the student's saying when a cross section is a shape when you cut through an object. But when you say cut through an object, I have to cut through down the middle, right? For example, what if I had a triangle here? Where am I cutting to get the cross section in this case? I would have to cut through the middle. Again, the middle of this triangle would be something like, it would be, I would have to take the bisect, right? I would bisect this triangle from here to here, from here to here, and from here to here, whatever the approximate point is. So this point, I would have to take the cross section of this point to get a triangle here. So the cross section definition is not the greatest. So I'm going to say cross section definition can be improved on, could be improved on by saying that we are dividing the object at its middle point, or at its vertex, at its middle point, or I can say at its center if it's a 3D object, or the middle point / middle point, depending on the dimension of the shape, right? This could be in two dimensions or 3 dimensions, right? So 2D or 3D. Okay, let's see. And then that's cross section. And then pentagon, let's see, is a pentagon is closed shape with 5 sides, and the sides of the pentagon are straight lines. And the cross section of pentagonal prism is a pentagon. So again, 5 sides, that's good. So that's good as well. I would have liked maybe them to describe the interior angles, but again, I don't know if that's the scope of this question. So I'm gonna say the sides, and I think that's okay as well. So I think the pentagon definition is okay. Trapezoid is a closed shape that's 4-sided with straight lines and has a pair of opposite sides parallel. So when we talk about trapezoid, it is a rectangle with a triangle. So this here is a trapezoid here. Sorry. This here is a trapezoid. So when we talk about closed shape that's 4 sides with straight lines and has a pair of opposite sides that's parallel, a rectangle would fit that definition. So a square would fit that definition as well. So I'm going to say the trapezoid definition is actually not correct. Trapezoid definition is not correct. Because in this case, because 4-sided with straight lines and pair of parallel opposite sides could refer to both square or a rectangle. And even a rhombus, right? A rhombus has opposite sides, or even a rhombus. So again, this is not a clear definition. So they need something like a trapezoid contains basically kind of a rectangle and a triangle in there, and contains a rectangle and a triangle, or contains both a rectangle and a triangle. So this is not the greatest definition. Sorry, University of Waterloo, unfortunate. Let's see, hexagon is a shape, has 6 sides, straight lines. Cool, okay, I'll be okay with that. a cube is a three-dimensional shape that's closed by 6 square faces. In the cube, they meet at one point. This cube, 3 squares meet at one point. So the cross-section of the cube is a square. That's true. The cross-section of this cube is a square. In the cube, 3 squares meet at one point. I don't like the sentence, to be honest, here. They should have said here the cube. So they should have said instead, I'm going to replace a cube with 3 sides. They bisect at one point, which is in the middle, in the center of the cube, and then this cross section would give you a square. This cross section would give you a square. So I'm going to write that, and I'm going to say that this solution in this case is like half correct, but I'm going to lean on towards the bad side here and say the solution is incorrect, right? This trapezoid, the definition is definitely not correct here. So I'm going to say the solution is incorrect here.